Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. This is Caramel Sundays ice cream sandwiches. Now, this is in their 2-wick vessel. It is about 18 ounces of 100% soy wax. This brand is a small business based out of Georgia, and they are known for producing non toxic candles, meaning that they are free of phthalates, parabens, VOCs, all of the things that a lot of people are very concerned about these days being in their home. I am one of those people. These do retail for $31.99, and that does include the cost of shipping in that price. This candle, if you go to the Caramel Sundays website today, will be listed as out of stock. However, this fragrance, this candle, will be available this Sunday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when they do their March restock. So let's go ahead and talk about this one because I feel like this candle has been hyped up. I think it was initially released in a 4-wick vessel in their January restock. I actually had that on my list to get, and I actually was unable to get it. It sold out before I was able to get my hands on it. But fortunately, I was able to purchase this one during the February restock, and I was super excited to be able to get it. And again, I think they've just had so much interest in this fragrance that they are bringing it back for the March restock. Although I have heard them say that it probably will not be coming back in April. I don't know if they have plans to bring it back, as we get closer to the summer months. But if you've been interested in this candle, you're going to want to go ahead and listen to this review to see if this is one that you want to have on your list for this Sunday. So the fragrance notes of ice cream sandwiches are top notes of coconut, whipped cream, strawberry ice cream, mid notes of chocolate chip cookie dough, base notes of sugar cookie, berries, and vanilla. So what does my nose smell? You guys, I'm going to tell you the note that stands out the most to me is that strawberry ice cream. And it's definitely like authentic strawberry ice cream. This is not overly artificial strawberry. Sometimes some brands, the way that they do strawberry can be very, very artificial. It smells, maybe sometimes they're going for like candied or it just, I don't know. Truthfully, like artificial strawberry fragrances usually are not really my jam. They're just overly sweet, overly fruity, and they're sometimes they can come across a little bit plasticky to my nose. I know I'm kind of weird, but truthfully, that's just how it can be. This to me, I get that it literally smells like I just freshly scooped some strawberry ice cream. That's the smell that I get first and foremost. Although I will tell you that the name of this candle is very authentic because I get some of, I know they're saying that there's like chocolate chip cookie dough in here and sugar cookie, and there's no mention of chocolate, but I'm going to tell you, my nose detects that chocolate wafer, that ice cream sandwiches that you typically buy from the store, like in a box. That's what this smells like to me. It smells like a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich. I get a little bit of that chocolate wafer, but again, if you are one who has an aversion to chocolate fragrances, which I wouldn't say I go out of my way to avoid them, but personally, I'm not clamoring usually for chocolate fragrances. It's one of those notes that I feel kind of like chocolate is a note to me that's kind of like lavender. I can take it or leave it. It's not something that I really avoid, but it's not something that I'm just like, oh, I want to go for it. And so that's what I want to tell you guys is that when I do smell a little bit of chocolate wafer in this note, it's more so that it's keeping in line with it really like making this fragrance cohesive in the fragrance profile of an authentic ice cream sandwich. That's where I'm coming from with that. Like I said, the strawberry ice cream note sticks out the most to me. I don't really detect coconut. Yes, I get a little bit of vanilla. That would be the creaminess in there. But in terms of like sugar cookie, cookie dough, that kind of stuff, again, I think that chocolate chip cookie dough, which I guess there's the chocolate, chocolate chip cookie dough and the sugar cookie is what is probably is tricking my brain or making my brain think that I am smelling that like chocolate wafer on an ice cream sandwich. It's very authentic smelling. If you've ever eaten one of those sandwiches, which your girl here, if I wasn't 40 and perimenopausal, I could probably easily polish off a box of those in a very, very short period of time. I love those ice cream sandwiches, hence why I don't buy them and keep them in my house. But anyways, you guys, I do really think that this is an authentic fragrance. Really, really like it. That being said, I know that there was a lot of people that wanted a comparison between this fragrance and the Kringle Candle ice cream sandwiches. And I've mentioned this in a couple of videos now. My friend Drew Yock also mentioned this. Kringle's version is more macadamia, coconut. You've got some dark chocolate in there. It's definitely a more, I don't want to say like a nuanced fragrance, but it's definitely more conceptual, I would say. Truthfully, it's not really, I've never had an ice cream sandwich like that. Maybe if you go to like a really high-end restaurant, that might be their take on an ice cream sandwich. But for me personally, when I think of ice cream sandwiches, I think of the like what I'm smelling here with this candle. It's that Neapolitan vanilla chocolate with that chocolate wafer on it. And yeah, I can just chow down on them. But that being said, you guys know that the Kringle version, that was my number one fragrance of 2024. So there's room for both of them in my life, but I would just say that they are very, very different fragrances. So if you were concerned that you already have Kringle's ice cream sandwiches, honestly, that was my concern. I was like, I already have an ice cream sandwich, labeled candle. But then when I got this one, I was like, oh, no, no, this is a very, very different fragrance. So if that is your concern that you're going to be buying two fragrances that are the same, they are not. They are completely different fragrances. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So this candle has currently been lit for about 3 hours. You can see beautiful wax pool, nice clean burn so far. I am going to extinguish it and trim those wicks a little bit after I film this review. The wicks that are used on these candles are 100% organic cotton too, just to let you guys know. Like I said, they really market themselves as like a very clean brand. So, I know that there are a lot of people who are concerned about those things these days. All right, strength and throw on this candle. I'm going to settle on this one been a pretty consistent like 7.5 for me in terms of strength and throw. It started really, really strong for me, which actually is a little bit unusual, I would say, particularly with soy wax just in general. And I'm just going to put it out there, you guys. I am somebody who prefers soy wax candles. And I'll talk about that at the end of this review, but I personally prefer soy wax. So there are some things that I just know about it when I'm burning a soy wax candle. I typically don't expect a candle to really come into the fullness until about the third burn. But I will tell you that this candle started throwing well for me from the very first burn. It didn't really have to like take time to warm up for me. I feel like this one did pretty well from the outset. I do feel like the first burn of it was actually stronger than like where it is now. But that being said, it's stronger in the sense of like I felt like the first burn was like an 8, and now it's more of like a 7. So in terms of like projection in my home, I do have listed in the description box down below the layout or like the size of my home. I do have open concept in the living areas, but the bedrooms are more closed concept with lower ceilings. Those types of things are going to impact how your fragrances perform, as well as where you have them located in the room, airflow, if you live in a dry climate, humid climate, all of those types of things really can impact, as well as the age of your home. Those types of things can play into how well a candle performs for you. But I would give this one like a high medium in terms of strength and throw. If you're asking me a 1 to 10, the only candle, I've had very few candles that I have ranked a 10. Caramel Sundays actually has a candle from that was in their winter lineup that I ranked at a 10, and that was that truffle butter cookie. Oh my word, that candle like invaded every room of my house and it lingered for a long time. But very few candles actually meet that ranking. And truthfully, you guys, if a candle performs anywhere between like a 7 to a 10, I'm very, very happy with it. And even if they're not as strong, I'll usually just burn them in a bedroom. That's really how I deal with it. So, like I said, this candle does get 2 thumbs up from me in terms of if you are interested in purchasing it this week. I would say go ahead and get it. That being said, make sure that you know that these candles are soy wax does operate a little bit differently than some of your waxes that are more paraffin based or a paraffin blend, soy paraffin blend. They are going to operate differently, as well as when the type of quality of oils can really impact a fragrance too. So yes, I would recommend this candle, but again, that's going to be up to you in terms of what you prefer. So my little tangent here at the end that I did want to just say is that when I said that I am somebody who prefers soy wax candles, truthfully, you guys, I do purchase from Homeworks. I do some occasionally purchase from Bath and Body Works or Yankee. But if I can tell you honestly, the heart of where I prefer to spend my money on candles is with 100% soy wax candles. And that for me is mainly because while I am not all the way, crunchy mama where everything has to be organic and non-tox and all that kind of stuff, I do have 3 children. I have a husband. I have a cat. And with the amount of candles that I am burning, you guys remember, I am not just a casual candle burner who's like, oh, let's go ahead and light a candle after the house is clean. Like, I am burning candles pretty much all the time. For me personally, I am concerned about phthalates and VOCs and parabens. I do try to keep them to a minimum. Now, being that I do have a channel where I'm reviewing candles, occasionally I am going to have to go outside of my comfort zone. But when it comes to candles that I'm burning all of the time, I do feel a little bit better about burning soy wax candles. That being said, I've also cleaned a lot of soot off of my walls from before I started burning these soy wax candles. And I have mentioned this before, but my thought process is, if this is all over my walls, what is in my lungs? So those are things, again, maybe not everybody feels that way. I understand that everybody has different budgets, different priorities. For some people, it's not a priority to them. And I'm not saying that your health isn't a priority. I'm not throwing accusations around. I'm just saying that I personally feel like I would rather spend money on quality over quantity at this time in my life. And again, with the amount of candles that I'm burning, I just know that my expectations for a 100% soy wax candle are going to be different. I know that they are, they're not going to be those synthetic oils that are just going to be smacking me in the face and overcoming me with fragrance. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because that's what my expectations are. I will trade that off for a little bit cleaner burn. So that's my little tangent there. If that is a priority to you, if you're in line with that same thought process, then I think that Caramel Sundays is going to be a really good brand for you. But if you are somebody who says like, that's just I don't want to say this because it makes it sound like I'm like making it like accusations, like you don't care about your health. That's not at all what I'm just saying. What I'm saying, I am aware that there are some people who just they burn. Maybe you don't burn as frequently as I do, or maybe you have the opportunity to open up your windows a lot more. That's another thing for me here in Arizona. This time of year, yes, I can open up my windows, but once we approach summer, like by late May until late October, my air conditioning is on. There will be no windows open. So that's another reason why I have to focus on, or I personally prioritize burning cleaner burning candles, is because I will not have the opportunity to be getting quote unquote fresh air in my house when the heat really dials up here. So anyways, you guys, they are restocking this candle again this Sunday, March 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you are signed up for their early alert text access to be able to start shopping the restock about 2 minutes early. Make sure you have your list ready to go. You can go on and peruse the website right now to see what candles might make your wish list, but make sure you know what you want so that way when you are granted the access to shop, you can go in, get what you want, check out, and hopefully have a pleasant experience with them. So let me know in the comment box down below, did you get your hands on ice cream sandwiches the last time? What has your experience been with this candle? Do you guys think that it's authentic to those little, chocolate and Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches? What does your nose detect? Are you guys with me? How do you guys feel about, quote unquote clean burning candles compared to more traditional. You guys can always weigh in down there, just as long as you remain respectful of myself and others within our community. I always like hearing your feedback. Again, please hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.